in, lean out, lean in, lean out.
I got to lean in.
Well, Antonio.
Okay,
Antonio.
Right.
Well, Antonio.
Shout out to Chad, his lead. You know they can hear us while that thing's music is going unless you mute.
Chad, he was going. You know, I wish you would have hit a high note. I would have said yes. Antonio.
Man, I was listening hard, honey. Put my ear to the streets. Just
Antonio, it's bad that I know the whole Chad whole verse.
You know that is the one thing that Chad ate.
Oh Lord!
I will leave it at that. What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday! It is going to be a great day. It's been a great day since I woke up. You know, I'm 3 hours behind, so when I wake up, I'm seeing every goddamn thing happen. But it's a good day for everything for everybody. And sorry, Antonio and Danny, how are you doing today?
I am great.
Okay, Antonio, cross the balls.
I'm good. I'm good. It was the Monday today.
Monday. They just came hitting us this swinging all different ways. We didn't know what the hell was happening.
Still hitting it.
Yes. Jazz, how you doing?
I'm black. Have glasses. I'm ready. Hey. I didn't eat. Let's go.
Hey, Sarai said, are y'all attacking Diddy? We ain't even talking about Diddy tonight, baby.
Well, we will report this live.
We are not talking about Diddy, but you know, I'm sure. Did Chase talk about Diddy in his review this morning? I wasn't sure.
No,
I don't think it happened
because it just happened a few hours ago when it came out or whatever.
Okay. I know, you know, Chase has really been on top of it on his channel with a lot of updates and tea and gossip. So I think he may cover that, maybe not. But I think watching this, he probably will. So shout out to Chase and No Chaser TV. Make sure y'all like this video and subscribe. I will say, you know, I try to be like the most unbiased person on this panel. Not say y'all biased when it comes to, you know, my girl Candiace, but tonight don't try it. Danny and Sammy got they Teresa, Jazz got her Marlo.
First of all,
hold on, let me finish. Chase got his Mariah, and I usually just sit back and just be like, But tonight, if y'all try some BS, I am going to let you have it because it will be zero tolerated. But tonight we have a lot to discuss. Over the last week, Potomac itself has gone down at Potomac. There has been so much happened in the last 7 days that has been better than this entire season 8. I mean, I don't know if y'all will agree, but I have been entertained in 1 week than what they've given us in 3 months.
Yeah, for sure.
With that being said, again, like this video, let's get it going, let's get it crunked, let's get it popping. So the first thing that we're going to discuss are these three events that took place. We started with it's out of order. We started with Karen. You know, Karen had her accident. And it's been like a couple of stories about that, you know, from the accident and what happened. Was it a DUI? Did she get a charges? So many things happened. She hit a tree. She hit a bird. We don't even know. I think she may have hit T'Challa. I don't even know what's going on. And then, you know, this morning waking up, we found out that Candiace Bassett has decided to not return for season 8. Keyword, she decided not to return for season 8. And then we also heard literally within like 30 minutes of a time speed, I feel like. And I think I saw how I found out actually was from Antonio, because Antonio was, I was watching Chase's show. He didn't have no makeup on, messy bun going on. And Antonio said that Robyn was also not returning or whatever. So I want to start the discussion. You can open the floor to anybody on the panel. I mean, what were y'all thoughts? Let's start with Candiace, and I'll start with you, Antonio.
I was surprised, like really surprised that Candiace decided that she wouldn't be, that she wouldn't return, because we all thought for sure seeing her do the press runs and she was with Wendy and Andy, and we were like, okay, she's for sure, you know, gonna come back. But you know, I guess she had to do what was best for her mental and family at the time. So I respect that, but I for sure thought she was going to return.
Okay. Jazz.
Well, you know,
and we gotta see your face, because you know we gotta see what your face doing. So I had to take the thing off for a second.
Now she's crying.
You know,
it's not folded like hers.
It's definitely a triangle. Don't worry about it. But anyway, no, just kidding. But no, I like I said earlier on No Chaser, I said that after being attacked all of these years, I definitely understand a break, and I definitely want to. I'm glad that she went out with grace. To me, that's an opinion for anybody else. That's your square, but I'm glad that she went out with grace and not kind of on a high note that nobody could say nothing to her or know about her. As far as Karen's I am not surprised. But I just think that the reasoning, if that's what she said, is a little far fetched. I'm glad that Broad showed that Robyn is gone.
Okay, Danny.
Oh, we was covering all three. My bad. I only
Go ahead. Go back. I know
you got the two, Antonio. Then I'll
go. In regards to Karen, unfortunately, I love the Grand Dame, but for sure not surprised. I mean, we kind of heard the stories in the past of what happened. With the similar situation. I did see something today. I don't know if it was fake or not, but did her car catch on fire when she hit the tree?
It's so many stories. It's almost worse than what's the girl that pretended to be disappearing and be missing, and she came
Carly,
back?
whatever in Alabama.
Carly Russell.
It's giving Carly Russell. I don't really know what's happening, so I guess we're not gonna find out until season 9. That's what I feel like.
I was like, wait a minute, her car caught on fire and they had to pull her out. Like,
girl, they said they had to drag her. Like, come on, Karen, give me one arm. They had to pull her out of her car.
Give me my arm.
She was going back for her Stella.
Give Mama your arm.
Both bottles. But
Danny, I'm sorry.
And Robyn,
big shoulders.
It's time. It's definitely time for sure.
It's time. Danny.
So with Candiace, I think she's just tired, like Jasmine said. I'm pretty sure there was no resolve with Robyn and Giselle at the reunion. So I'm sure she probably was like, do I really want to do this for another year? Like, you take that, then you take Ashley bringing violent people to events, for the sole purpose of starting with her, because I don't care what nobody says, Ashley knew that girl was going to confront Candiace. And then with Karen, in one of my group chats today, somebody said something that was funny. They said that Karen had just left drinking, celebrating that Robyn didn't get a contract, so that's why she was so drunk.
I could definitely see that.
I said it.
Oh yeah, it was you. And then Robyn, it's just go do your chemical peels or whatever you're gonna be doing and leave us alone.
Not chemical peels.
Not back rubs. That's
what she gonna be doing at Glow 30. She gonna be doing.
Go do what you gonna do.
Dermatology.
Oh my God.
After you robbed us of a whole season of the You and Juan drama, you got the nerve to show up to the reunion again without him. Girl, bye.
I still would have kept Robyn over Giselle.
I would
have too, but hey,
but it was time for somebody to go. Either way, either or
both.
Yeah. I agree with everybody said. TKC, no drunk driving. It's not funny.
It's not funny.
However, she is alive. She is okay, and she's on a reality TV show. So listen, I'm pretty sure what we're saying is much nicer than what Giselle's going to say next season.
And TKC,
I ain't seen.
You don't say the most mild thing.
And I know a lot of the stuff you say is not funny too.
Okay, honey. Okay,
it's not drunk driving is funny. It's just funny that she probably was celebrating Robyn leaving. I know TKC, you don't like that, but we love you.
You can't laugh at one thing.
Drunk, she didn't get no mug shot. So
because I didn't see it. Unless Toya gonna print it out next year.
I'll say I am okay. So for Candiace, I'm not surprised. If you last week I kind of made some comments. I didn't say what was happening, but I said some things. And I will say, I'm happy that she's leaving the show. For the very reason I always say, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I always say why Housewives should leave this show. And then you'll see why. But it was her choice. She was offered a contract and she decided not to come back. Now, Robyn on the other end, I don't know if she was offered a contract. I'm not sure. But the article didn't seem like she was offered one. That's just what I know. So we'll find out next season. And for Karen, I love Karen, but they're gonna wear her out, especially with two people leaving. Whether you like Robyn or not, she was on the cast. So they're gonna wear her out. I hope she's ready. I think it's very dramatic. I wouldn't be surprised if they start filming like this week just to get some footage. Or it probably already started.
If they bring Shoulder Reese back, Greasy Self back, just because Karen got a DUI, I'm not watching.
Well, you gonna watch, but I mean, y'all already call her Walrus, so it's okay.
Well, I call her Donkey Kong. I don't say Walrus. That's not.
I've been Team Sharice, she has got a little bit sweatier over the times, but
her shoulders can stay gone.
Well, let us know in the comments whether you're watching live or if you're watching the replay. Let us know how you feel about we're like kind of behind. Everyone kind of went live earlier covering it, so I would suggest you watch a lot of other channels. The Brooke Ashley, No Chaser, I'm sure Kempire, all those pages went live to talk about it. We wanted to briefly talk about because we're here to talk about the episode, which was the best thing that they have put out in a long time.
Best.
Make sure to check out our other videos and stuff like that. You'll see more of Candiace and maybe even Robyn and Karen. So love these women to some extent, but I am glad that Robyn is gone. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about, so we know that the reunion is up. We know that the women are wearing black. The looks came out, and we're going to talk about them briefly. So I'll go ahead and put the cast photo up. The cast photo is this. And I will say these women collectively, they look really good. You really can't but can mess up black. And honestly, I don't think anybody looks horrible. That's just me.
Right.
I will start with you, Danny. I think you sent me your top 3, and I actually put them in a collage together. This is your top 3, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Did you have any comments about any of the other women? This is Karen, Candiace.
So what I would like to say is about Giselle. I was very surprised that she finally looked decent. She wasn't gaudy, tacky. She didn't put a bunch of black rhinestones all over her dress. I was very proud of her. Her face really carried this look for me. It was simple. And yeah, Ashley's probably my least favorite. She looked like she got that out of Alibaba or something. It looks tacky as all outdoor.
So if Ash is your least favorite, I know that Ashley was Jasmine's favorite. Jasmine, what you feel?
Please. Please. My top 3 was basically what Danny's was: Candiace, Karen, and Mia. I did like Wendy's. I'm not really the tuxedo type. I don't know if that's what she was giving. If anybody else could say she was giving that, but those are my 3. I needed to see Mia more standing up, but I ain't gonna hate on Mia.
She posted a picture. She posted a picture, and it looked good, and it looked really good. Like, I don't know what that fabric is called, but that little fabric is
Mia never
the wavy.
She never really disappoints when she goes to reunions. I will say that I think she looked good. Giselle looked like she was going to Grace's the twins prom. I think it looks like she got that from Yikes City. I'm not really sure. But I hate it.
Gag City.
Is Yikes City with the Gag City? Are they in the same
I don't think so. No, I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to do. But her face card is always gonna, never decline. Yeah, but Ashley, she always looks like a skeezer. And I'm not gonna hate on the dress. I think it's a nice dress, but I just feel like with her stance, she looks like a a cheer coach. And I just think she always just looks like a skeezer. So it's just
Ashley makes everything look cheap.
She tackies it up. It would have been cute on maybe even NECA. NECA looks like she's going to prom too, with her cutout. But that's just me. So look at who is that? Is that Kiki? Bye.
That's Kiki. I say Kiki. That's Kiana.
I don't like it.
Kiana did not get an official photo, so she made sure to let us know that she was coming up looking like Elvira and Chanel or whatever.
I like Kiana,
but I like it though.
I need to see the dress, but this picture's giving me.
It was short, Jazz. It was like a.
I can't. She didn't. I wish she would at least took a photo in the back, in front of a mirror or something. I mean, all she did was.
I hate to say it, but she's so beautiful to me. But my least favorite part about this look is her face.
It's her makeup.
Yes, it's scaring me. Take it off the screen.
Oh. Well, it's looking right at you like, hey, girl.
Like an alien.
Hey, I'm here.
Necklace looks better standing up, but I still just...
It would look better out the door.
Oh wow.
Did anybody have any weekend? No, Chase about some jump scare. Anybody have anything to say about Robyn? You know, Robyn. I thought
Robyn
Robyn
was the most
was.
improved to me
She's
for
okay.
sure.
She's okay.
I didn't mind Robyn's.
Yeah.
I didn't. I think it was really a step up from what she's delivered in the past. It's probably like the best she's looked from to me head to toe.
I
I
agree.
definitely. I also really loved Kiana's like the look that what I saw on the picture. It kind of gave me 90s Versace. I don't know if she was actually wearing Versace, but that's kind of what it was giving me.
Yeah.
Besides the makeup and something going on with like her cheeks, like I don't know if it was fresh pumps or
Spooky.
what,
Uh-huh.
but something was going on there. Karen was also one of my favorites as well as Wendy, but I do think that they all looked really, really good. Ashley and NECA to me gave the most look for less, and Giselle was actually in Versace from neck to feet. So
Yeah.
Neck to cankles.
Right.
Giselle loves Versace. She got it on her bed. She got it on
she
her
do.
body today. So I think that, you know,
They had something better than that in black. You can't tell me that. They
Well,
had
yeah,
something
you
better
know
than
she
that
can only
one.
do so
That
much.
Pamphlet.
I like Giselle's look. It does give a little Davis Bridal, just a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
That's just me.
It was a little bit too like she should have gave some type of like big
Matronly.
hair or something to kind of add some volume, I think, to
Curls.
the outfit because it was so simple. But I
Yeah.
think, you know, simple. She looked good.
But and this was the best Robyn look, but it was still meh.
She looked like the penguin, honestly.
It was still meh.
She looked like the penguin.
I kind of went
You're
up
like-
for it a little bit though when I first saw that. When I saw
Because the
Robyn,
bar
I
was
like,
low. Because the bar was low.
damn.
Oh, I mean, I thought she looked. I've never just thought that Robyn just. I mean, this season she was walking around with them jean like moo-moos on, but outside this season, I feel like Robyn has just never just been a bad dress. She was just like a kind of plain. I like this outfit, but she looks like the penguin.
She was plain, kind of matronly.
These
with
last
some of
two
her
seasons,
previous
she been a mess.
I agree.
She's never just dressed bad, you know.
Overall, would you say
Everyday
that
look.
you just say that cohesively they all look pretty good? I mean,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, they look like they're going to the same kinky era.
Yeah.
So
you know, a nice they was all going to a nice little funeral. They all knew that Robyn was leaving. They was like, yes, ding dong.
turn it up.
They ready to dead these.
They was ready to,
wow.
you know, and I can't wait to see, you know, speaking about the reunion itself, we saw the trailer. Honestly, I didn't get much from the trailer, so hopefully it has more than what I saw. Did y'all have any comments on the trailer itself? Did y'all want to add about it? Okay. Well, listen, the trailer's out. Let's get into the actual episode. You know, we've already spent about 20 minutes on that, so we're gonna try to make sure we get in and get out, of course, and we're gonna take callers. I know it's a lot of y'all watching right now. I always give shout outs to everybody watching, but shout out again to Twitter. I don't know where y'all coming from, but y'all have found us, and baby, y'all are showing out every week. So if you're on Twitter right now, you know, we appreciate it. Get on YouTube, hit that like button too. Keep us in the algorithm. Obviously, y'all found us some kind of way, and we want to make sure that next season and the rest of our shows, y'all can find us that way. We're here 3 more weeks. I think it's a 3-part reunion, so we're here 3 more weeks, and then we're going to transition into New Jersey, which is our only show that we'll be doing this summer for the link. All right, y'all. And if you're watching, we did Martha's Vineyard last year. We're not doing it this year. I think Chase is doing it this year on his channel. So I would say tune in over there. It's going to be a great show, but we will not be covering it this year. I'll be tuning in. We need a break. All right, so let's get into this episode. It was the final episode. It was the best episode. Let's get into it. So the episode picks up with the aftermath of the fight. We saw, you know, the cameras cut out last week. We heard Ashley had the cameras wrapped and things like that. It looks like they brought the cameras back up for the aftermath of the fight. You know, we saw the video. We saw the video on CNN. I'm sorry, not CNN, TMZ last year. We did a video ourselves, myself, Asia, and Jasmine, and that video has resurfaced. It's at like 13K video views, I think, right now. So obviously, y'all have found us from that point too. Now, everyone is kind of giving their own explanation of what happened. Everybody is lying, with the exception of the person that it happened to, and a little less of Wendy. But we see this guy talking to, I think, Ashley on how Wendy or somebody touched him when he was trying to break it up. Wendy is upset. She's like, kind of like, you can tell she's kind of breathing hard because this is kind of like what's going on. So, I mean, she was, you know, kind of like taken aback as everybody was. We see that Kiana's face is literally, she's bleeding. Now, I honestly thought that it was worse. When I got the news and the tea about what happened last year, I thought like she got rushed out immediately, but she was okay. She was fucked. She was talking, but she was clearly bleeding. We see all of it on camera. I'm surprised that, you know, they even showed that, but they
Yeah.
showed it. But she was okay. She just was kind of like taken aback too. Um, Candiace is like going at it. Deborah was not, she didn't get put out immediately. Like she was still there. Candiace is kind of
She was
cussing at
sitting
her.
down.
She was sitting down, and Candiace was like, "Get her out." You know, it kind of took him back to this. Was it season 5 when that fight happened? You know, all kind of ratchets and ghetto hood rats and stuff like that. Deborah explains to Ashley what happened, and she says that she had a drink in her hand. A little of the drink just flew in Candiace's hair, but she didn't throw the glass. But she says that Kiana hit her, and then she hit her back, and she would never let anybody hit her first.
Cry and cry.
And she's crying. I'm like, girl, I'm like, get her out of here. But she says out of nowhere, Kiana hit her as if nothing else happened before that. Karen is the most consoling. She is like really, you know, attentive to Kiana as Wendy is as well. Because she is just like, you know how Karen is when it comes to fighting and stuff like that. That lady, you can tell she has never fought in her life. She never will fight in her life. And if she ever had to fight, I don't know what she would do, but she really was like taken back. But Wendy makes a comment in her confessional saying that she heard Deborah saying something to Ashley, but she couldn't make it out. Karen basically blames Ashley and feels like that she should know what her friend, she should not be bringing people around the group, and that she should know better to mesh people that may not mesh well together. And so Karen, you know, basically blames her, and she goes with Kay to the hospital. Ashley is talking to some lady named Cookie, who is Karen's friend, and Karen's friend says that Kiana shouldn't have gotten involved. That's her fault because she got involved. It was somebody else's fight, and maybe it wouldn't have happened. And then, you know, Ashley gets in her confessional, and she basically says that, you know, Deborah is grown, and they should be able to coexist without fighting. So I'll stop there and get you guys' thoughts on anything of the fight aftermath, any comments made, and just your overall thoughts, because I'm not gonna lie, these ladies, they lied. They act like they just, it's crazy because Ashley, I think she was even acting like she didn't know what was going on, but in the video, she's right there basically saying, get the F off of her. She sees everything. But once again, another fight, and Ashley acts like she don't know. This time she actually was there.
Yeah.
And
She's
so
right in the middle of it.
what are your thoughts?
Honey, I really just, it baffles me how people just lack accountability but want it from others. That's really like the theme for when they go against Candiace. They're like, oh, you just never have any accountability for what you say, and this, that, and the third. Ashley absolutely knew her friend had animosity. Ashley absolutely knew her friend was gonna run up about her about that Sesame Street because she looks like Big Bird and her eyebrows are thick. So at the very end of the day, I just feel like Ashley just, I'm not going to jump into the colorism thing, but I just feel like these are just like really wide excuses. Like, everybody's grown. I don't have nothing to do with it. You know, I didn't know. And she's standing right there trying to do what? I don't know. It really just makes me feel just like Ashley's going to get away with setting Candiace up for violence on this show. And yeah, thank you.
Tonio?
Yeah. I props to Karen for really showing concern for Kay in that moment. And Kay was, you know, chilling. You could tell she really was, she just was a G about it. Like, you know, y'all all upset. I ain't even really that upset. You know what I'm saying? She knew what to do, put a little pressure on it. So the amber lamp got there, and then they were gonna go sew that thing up. Yes, amber lamp. Ashley for sure knew what was going to happen. Deborah tried to spin that lie to Ashley and say, yeah, I heard them over there talking about me and so on and so forth. The cameras were down. However, those ladies were still mic'd. Now, unless they show something at the reunion, I think they would have shown Candiace and Wendy sitting there talking about the lady. No, Deborah came over to start an argument. She was mad about last year. She for sure thought, and Ashley had boosted her up to think that because she was going to come after Chris and she was going to come after Ebony. She was talking about the Eddie.
Eddie, oh,
Not Ebony.
and
Like-
Eddie, and that would for sure give her more camera time. And when that did not work, you know, just like Candiace said stuff about her, she said stuff about Candiace online, and she decided this time she still wanted to try and get some kind of a spot on the show. So she decided she was gonna approach Candiace Ashley for sure. And that's why when Wendy was like, she was saying something to Ashley and she seemed like she kind of had a little to it. To me, it seemed like she was probably telling Ashley, yeah, she's been saying all this stuff. I'm going to go over there and ask her about it. And Ashley was okay with it. So when she still didn't get the response she wanted out of, you know, Candiace, she ended up, you know, getting beat up, and her friends, you know, had to jump in to kind of help her or whatever.
exactly.
And it was crazy that she was just gonna go back and sit down as if she just didn't get into a fight. No, get up, get your little purse and your little Versace outlet tank top you got on, and exit out the door, please, immediately.
Yeah.
So Ashley may not have known that there was going to be a fight, but she definitely knew that that lady was going to confront Candiace about that for sure.
Right.
Look, it's Ashley's event. She has every right to invite her friends, all of them.
Mhm.
And she's right. People should be able to coexist. But she knew Sesame Street or her wide back self was not coming there for peace. She was coming there. She was thirsty the second she walked in there for the camera, making her way to everybody that had a camera next to them to say hi to them. You say Wendy's husband was flirting with you, but you still took your 9-foot tall self over there to say hi to her. And I've seen online, you know, people saying that Deborah won. Anybody saying that Deborah won that fight really can't fight themselves, honestly.
TKC.
Oh, I didn't know he said that, but hey.
TKC is a spam account. It is not a real person.
Gotta be.
But Deborah was the one sitting outside crying in tears because she knew that her chance at reality TV that she thought she had was out the window. But yeah, and that girl got scratched in the face, honey. You keep.
The only reason why, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Kiana with the bloody thing still looked better than Sesame Street, fully done and untouched, as you say. So hey, it is what it is.
She beat her ass.
She was even bleeding. She got hit with a glass in the face, which is fine. But even with that hit, I mean, has security not broke them up and Sydney, the girl in the green dress that people thought was Giselle, that pulled them down? I think that Deborah would have also been bloody because Kiana was not letting loose of that.
She wasn't.
And it was nothing
straight Baltimore.
It was nothing that Deborah could do. Deborah was not fighting. She was trying to get away.
Yeah.
She could not.
She was just swinging on, just so happened to be having a swing. She was swinging windmill.
That's what Deborah was looking.
Windmill.
Deborah was like,
I was calling her Dancing Debbie. Dancing Debbie.
It's just so weird that Ashley can see all the flaws and all the things that's so wrong with Candiace, but can't see what is trying to really just act like she can't see what her friend doing. And because after the fact, when Deborah, you know, posted all these things, she's like, oh, that's what's making her not want to be her friend anymore. But coming up to my event, fighting people that's on a cast that I'm working with and I got to feed my children, you're never like, that should have been immediately cut off. But she did that shit. Now she just left her for dead under the bridge, like when she grew up.
Her wild forehead.
I'll say this before we move to the next thing, and I'll say this as far as Deborah. The reason why Ashley is at fault and Deborah is wrong and at fault as well, because if you go back to last season when they were at what's her name? They were at Karen's little drag event, and she tried to speak to her then, and I remember Candiace specifically saying, "No, ma'am, I'm not talking to you." So that lets you know that this person does not want them in their space. They don't want to talk to them. So what do you feel like they can coexist? Ashley sounded so dumb by saying they can coexist as if they were once friends. They had some kind of ties, or even if Deborah was a main cast member, she was not. She was not even a secondary, third, fourth cast member. She wasn't part of the situation or thought process. So Ashley's wrong, and I'm glad that they, you know, for once, we're gonna talk about it more. Ashley was literally concerned. I don't know if she thought she was at risk or whatever, but you can tell she really was worried because she had never been held to that accountability ever on this show. Like she knew, regardless of what she said, she was at fault, and she is at fault. Period. Like I mean, you brought her there. You knew they had issues. It don't matter if she called her Sesame Street 1,000 times. It doesn't matter. This is the person on this show. You brought them out. That's like me coming to the show and trying to fight Giselle. I mean, and I'm Candiace. I'm Candiace. Well, right.
Oh, my bad.
But she called her Sesame Street and stuff. That was like last year.
Last year.
You didn't even need to come over asking about that.
Right, like that was old. That was a whole year ago. And again, like Deborah started all this with all those accusations and things like that were not true. Go ahead, Danny.
I was gonna say, but I will say Ashley had every right to invite her friends. She's not supposed to give Candiace more preference but it's the fact that she knew that wide back was gonna start with Candiace. That's the problem because they can't coexist. Candiace wasn't paying her no mind. Candiace was doing her part, ignoring her. And if Deborah was able to get that
close, she should not have been able to get close to them. It should have been like I think somebody said on the show, Karen or somebody or Mia, she could have just stayed in the section, celebrate her friends. She didn't have to walk over there. The moment that she stood over there, whatever, she was a threat to anybody on that thing, on that stage. And so, Ashley, you are liable. You are at fault. Shout out to Isabel, who giving that good old income tax money. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. Isabel is very rich. She's let us know many times. We appreciate the chat. Hola, Lean, caught you live. Yeah, we appreciate it, Isabel. It's been a minute, but we're glad.
We really do. We love you so much.
I do want to say. Never mind, I forgot that quick. Sorry.
Damn, we'll come back to because we got a lot to discuss, dear child. So, this is we know that this event happened right before the finale. So, the next scene we see that it is the video photo shoot reveal for the the Monarch photo shoot that Mia put together. I like that Mia did that. I was like, okay, you know what? Because we have been said many times that we have been enjoying Mia this season, and I like that she got the final event. I think from this moment onward, it became clear to me how she got the first chair, and I wasn't mad when I found out. I wasn't like, why would she get it? I thought it would have been, Candiace and Robyn, but then I realized how that storyline went nowhere, and so I was glad that it was not them two up there because it would have been a repetitive. And honestly, Robyn might have still got renewed. No, she probably wouldn't have got renewed, but she was first chair or not. So at this event, we see everybody arriving. We see Charisse is in a booth. Now, Charisse is going to explain what happens in the booth. I'll get to that later, but she's in the booth. Karen has security, and I guess she brought security because she was like, well, shit, they are here fighting and stuff like that. Giselle had one. Let me bring me some security too. Ashley is in her confessional, and she talks about how she saw Sesame Street, Deborah, whatever, doubling down on everything, posted pictures of the nail and stuff like that, because we saw this live last year as she was posting it, and she decided to to distance herself from Deborah, whatever. And I was just I'm not gonna lie, when she said that, I was like, very interesting. You do that. I love that she did that, but you didn't seem to take a step or distance from Monique, who also got into physical altercation, and you can say what you want to say. It's my square. At one point, Monique did double down on everything. She did deny it, and then she doubled down later, and she is still friends with her. So, girl, keep being friends with Deborah.
She wrote a letter for Monique. I'm like, Ashley, you are just so inconsistent with who you are, Ashley. But that's okay. I don't expect anything different from Ashley, right? That's true. That's true.
Karen, we see Karen being supportive of Giselle. Giselle is going back and forth. She was not there. She was on her way home when it happened, and she got the call. Robyn was apparently somewhere, but she wasn't there. She was like talking to production or something like that, so she missed everything. She has no say, and I appreciate people like that don't have to say it because they weren't present. You don't really know. So I wish people like Ashley, who has not been present for things, would just still, take their role too.
Robyn did because she was like, you got caught up, fighting battles for other people. She said that in her confession.
She did slide that in, I did have a response to that.
What you got to say? Go ahead.
Big shoulders, please. That's what I want to say.
That's all she do the whole season, despite Giselle.
Yeah, she's always sliding stuff in it. That's what Candiace be talking about. You was not even there, but you still trying to throw that in there. I just hate that though, because Robyn, why was Ron paying for that hotel room? That's it.
She know why.
Listen, not allegedly.
Everybody's doing it.
So then Sharice explains what happened. She says that Candiace was just going crazy. I guess even though she Donkey Kong, somehow little bitty Candiace stepped on her toe and chipped the nail off her toe, chipped her heels, and broke her foot or whatever she said happened. And basically she was playing security. I mean, like, that's what Donkey Kong should do. They should play security. And she was holding Candiace back and stuff like that. And so that's what happened, because I was kind of like, why did she got a boot on? But that's what she says happened. I don't think anything was wrong with her foot, to be honest, because she was walking just fine. But whatever, I don't know why a boot would need a whole ankle boot would be needed for a toe.
Was it a whole ankle boot?
It was.
Well, she said she had broken her foot in the past, so
Yeah.
it was like, I guess her doing so much moving, shuffling. She was like, ugh.
That's probably why she wear those kitten heels, because her foot.
Yeah.
No,
A lot of shoulders to carry.
okay, cool.
Yeah, well, that I knew and grew up with would never have broke their foot in a fight. They would be okay. And I lying, so then in the midst of her explaining what happened, with her foot, Giselle asked the question, why did Candiace pick up a bottle? I'm not gonna lie. I remember when I saw that with the bottle, I was like, now what's she gonna do with that bottle? But I guess, in this situation, how I feel, I guess it was a way to defend herself. But that seems to be the focus. They all seem to be focusing on the fact that she picked up a bottle more than the fact that Ashley's friend came with an agenda, right? And so Ashley says that she heard from Deborah that Candiace and Wendy were making comments about her, and they basically enticed the situation and taken out the situation. And just says from that, that's when Kiana just stepped in and started fighting. Like, she skipped the whole situation of a drink being thrown and all these things like that. So Kyle gets involved, and I don't know why Kyle is speaking and getting involved, because he has still not made Giselle look presentable.
I just never go back to hair school.
I just never seen somebody, I've never seen somebody be alongside a woman and they look gay, what they want to call them, and just have them looking so tacky. I mean, we as gay men, we're gonna make sure our girl is cute.
But he looked it too.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, he looked.
He didn't even get no edge up before he went to the thing.
Put on that sheen came with that sheen
But he asked the question, which is a valid question. Who was there supporting Kay, kind of alluding to Candiace and what Candiace and Wendy not really having her back. This kind of been like a little underlying tone through it for the last few episodes. They've been trying to like make it seem like Kiana has not really been there. I'm sorry, they have not really been there for Kiana, as Kiana has been fighting their battles. I don't think she was fighting their battles. I think she was doing, even NECA in the moment was trying to stop the thing, but Kiana was just happened to want to get physical as she got popped in the face with a glass that happened. And so they just seem to be focusing on that. And they're really trying to blame Candiace. They are at this moment, it's switched from the whole fight and just saying that, this is the second time Candiace's mouth has gotten her in trouble into a physical altercation. And, from there, I'll get y'all thoughts. And I just feel like they should just own, that she was mad, she came to fight, or she wanted to fight, she wanted a problem. And instead of trying to, blame it on Candiace. Danny, what's your thoughts?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. When they asked why did Candiace pick up the bottle, I wondered it too, because I thought she was gonna hurt herself. It looked like she was gonna topple over when she picked up the bottle. She lost her balance and all. But it's funny how Candiace got a filthy mouth? Of course she does. But my thing is she the only one? Because if you're gonna say people should get beat up for things that they said, Ashley should have been stopped in the ground already.
Okay.
She's come really close to it.
Katie should have been stomped into the ground. Like, I mean, everybody, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just funny that they're always pinning it on her, and that's because she's probably the one that gets them the most, and they don't have a comeback for her. But Cookie got on my nerves. I want her to be quiet already.
That's Karen's friend who has.
I don't care who friend she is.
No, I'm saying like the way her thought process about it was different than Karen's whole thing. Like, she basically was Kiana's at fault if she got what came to it because she got into it. I'm like, that's Karen's friend, and we talk to her.
And they were really trying to pin it all on Candiace, but realized they couldn't because Wendy, even NECA was on, was on their side, was on, Wendy and all. Kiana and Candiace side with all of it. So they tried, and they really, you could tell when Giselle spoke about it. If she could directly blame Candiace, she would have said it in that moment, but she knew she couldn't get away with it. So she just gave a broad statement, like Deborah showed us. Next.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so,
I think with this, they couldn't blame outright blame Candiace and Wendy, because by this time it's 2 days later, the video has surfaced. So, you know, you can kind of get a bit more insight as to what actually happened. In regards to, yes, Candiace has a mouth, but they all have a mouth. They've all dug and said some really mean things. We've seen some of the stuff that Giselle has tried to do, you know. So, and even with Ashley, she's never gotten physical with anyone, but it has come extremely close. We remember Robyn coming up in her restaurant, pointing her finger in her face. We remember her and Charisse being out, and Charisse telling her that she would, you know, beat her ass or whatever. So there have been times where Ashley has come very close to being in a physical altercation. It just did not happen. I don't think it was on Ashley's accord. I think the other person was just kind of like, she ain't really worth it. Cookie to me seems like she a bit thirsty. This is Karen's friend with the big titties. She seems and the reason why I say that is because even like Robyn coming down the stairs, she running over to Robyn, and when Ashley walked up and she was sitting there with Karen, she's telling Ashley, you know, I had called you and stuff like that. I'm like, what you got going? Like, why is you doing all this?
It was crazy that they pointed out who she was, like that they just gave her a little moment, like Cookie, Karen's friend. Like, is she gonna be on the show next season? Are we getting Cookie? I mean, who? Cookie Tookie
Nah,
bye.
don't tell me Cookie gonna come over there and go against the Grand Dame.
I would hope not.
Stranger things have happened.
Crumble, baby.
She gonna be holding a brewski, not a
baby.
I ain't gonna.
Jazz.
I really just hate when like people or women, especially Black women, that we get a bad rap if we know how to defend ourselves. There's no reason for either. You know, you can be Team Monique, you can be Team this, whatever the case may be. We can all agree that there's no words that should have provoked Monique from hitting her. You can say, watch your mouth. You got a smart mouth. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to back it up. But we're all adults. We all have things to lose. And you should be able to conduct ourselves even when somebody getting rough and, you know, to the ground with us. I don't think after listening to the audio, because they were still mic'd and the audio was played, Candiace said anything that was warranted, even a drink in her hair. So, you know, Ashley's so quick to believe Deborah.
No, I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Ashley's so quick to believe Deborah because, you know, Candiace's mouth, you know, she goes to the white meat. There has not been any indication or that's appropriate in any franchise, for real. Yeah, white counterparts might get away with it. But, you know, the physical violence, that's just crazy to me at this age. So I just hate that, you know what I'm saying, you can't be yourself. You can't, you know what I'm saying, use your words and without being, you know, vilified or like just made to be just a bad guy all the time. I do not think that Candiace, you know, was wrong in this situation. I think that Deborah should get 100% of the accountability that goes with this situation. Yeah, you can bring your friends to these things. However, not only are you on a show with this person, but this is your new line. This is your business. So yeah, sometimes you have to differentiate your businesses from your friends.
That's true.
When in reference to like going into like your money. Now you fucking up. I mean, excuse me. Now you're messing up your money and your children's money and your business money. Yeah, you can invite your friends, but you also have to be realistic and really think. Like, especially if people are saying that you planned this. Ashley's already been proven to not be smart. She lived under a bridge. She did not get, you know, her prenup and nothing like that. She's not smart. So she probably did gas Deborah up to do all that stuff. And now she's going to throw Deborah to the curb and she's going to try to fight for her job because if we're being honest, Ashley was behind all that shit. From the Monique fight, you know, with this, you know, doing the letter and doing all that stuff. I feel like she's egged on a lot of things and act like she had to go to the bathroom. So she's a troll. Her shoulders is broad. She's tacky. She's a skeezer. And Deborah's eyes are close together and she has big eyes.
And Jasmine, you know, I normally agree with you when you say, you know, you got to get free friends for your business because this was the launch of her fashion show. But if you think about it, Deborah acting that way was very on brand with what the clothes look like.
Tacky.
I think she might have been wearing GNA.
It was definitely not no
I
wrinkle
mean,
before, honey.
like
Because
she
even
probably
if
was
Tariq
wearing
was,
GNA.
No, she looked like she was wearing it.
I mean,
Do y'all
I
remember?
love it.
My bad. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and even with that, Giselle was so upset that this could possibly taint the brand, but
Right.
no one, and I hope after she kind of saw everything that she actually spoke with Ashley about that, because your friend Ashley, the person, your partner's friend that was invited by your partner, came over and said something to these women first. They did not, go at her. They didn't say anything to her. None of that. So, I think that they were in any type of way trying to find a way for it to be anybody's fault other than Ashley and her friends.
Right.
And that just wasn't the case.
Giselle trying to slide that little piece in. Oh, she can't go nowhere. No, if I was Candiace, I'd be picking up about it too, because y'all whole thing gonna keep on trying to gank me. Y'all not gonna keep on trying to attack me from the back. Now I'm gonna have to, Monique probably got some strong arms, but she could have beat up Big Bird.
Deborah looked strong too.
Well,
not the way she was getting tossed around.
No, she looked strong. I didn't say she could fight.
Like a rag bag.
I know we saw the video last year. It's the fact that Kiana was like whooping her in them heels. Like she had on, it had a sturdy like grip and stance. I remember last year in Miami when the situation between Wendy and Mia happened, what Ashley said afterwards, when she was just like, she threw a drink on her. I mean, you throw a drink on me, all bets are off, or something like that, as if like, so I mean, your friend threw a drink on her, so I mean, she got her ass beat.
But you notice how they kept trying to downplay that though. Like she threw a little bit of drink and it got in her hair. No, baby, she threw a drink on.
It don't matter if it was a little bit of drink. It don't matter
if it was a sip. It got on her hand. Whatever it got on, she threw a drink on her.
You could have acted like you was gonna throw it.
Right, it's the intention. Don't be intending to throw nothing on me, broad shoulders. So that's all I'm saying, for real. Because
I agree.
I ain't falling wild, but I know how to get in the grass.
I just noticed everybody I don't like on the show got broad shoulders.
I'm calling the police.
Well,
Robyn, Nika.
Karen, I'm the Karen of the group, you guys. I know y'all probably don't know that, but I am the Karen of the group. I am always very just like, woo, 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 woo. Huh?
What group?
Well, Cortez, I didn't really appreciate
which group?
In just any group. I am the Karen. Your group, my group.
You must be a different group chat.
Candy Hat group. She in the group.
We all can be very ambitious.
I am definitely. Cortez, who do you think I am in the group? Because I really thought that I was the Karen. I was like, woo, woo, woo.
Maybe when Karen been drinking.
Wow, Red.
I'm playing.
Did you? Okay, so you must ate today, because I mean, you ate today.
I'm just asking because I really thought I was the Karen. Now you could tell these people you're on national. I mean, go ahead. No, just tell people.
We on national YouTube.
Well, I don't know. We're on YouTube. Go ahead and tell the people who I am. Because do you think I'm Candiace? Because I don't mind. But
she is not a Karen. Okay, she is a Kiana.
Run up, get down up. No, just kidding. No.
We're gonna move on to the rest of the event because we got still more to discuss, y'all. It's a little bit more. All right, so as the event goes on, we talked about Robyn being there, and Robyn did make her comment about kind of saying Kiana was fighting their battles. I'm like the irony of you've been fighting Giselle battles for 8 seasons now. So hey, whatever. I guess you should have got your butt beat by somebody too. Maybe what's her name? She hit you with the umbrella. I don't know. Even though I do think Robyn can truly fight. I ain't gonna lie. I think
I do too.
Very strong. Ashley kind of goes, she's continued to speak, and she's going on about how she's never seen that side of Deborah, and she cares for both Deborah and Candiace. She hate this happen between them two, and I'm like, this is a lie. But we see Candiace's sister, who we've seen for the last 2 seasons, I believe, a lot. She comes up and she's talking to Ashley or whatever, and she basically tells her, she's talking to her, she's trying to tell her, listen to what Ashley to say, but she ends the conversation by saying that I don't have to see her ever again. In other words, don't bring that whole around my sister no more. Otherwise, I'm gonna get involved. That's kind of what I got from it.
Yeah.
I've met her sister before, and her sister don't play by her for real. So I'm not saying she's like a G or gutter, but she basically told don't bring her around. Which I mean, did it even need to be said? I think anybody would say don't bring her around no more. And I'm pretty sure production will make sure after this, hell, it may be even hard to go to events because I mean, if people that are not cast members are causing fights and it's happening stuff like that, I mean, at this point, they probably looking at everybody as a liability. So cool. Shout out to Ashley for possibly ruining any chances that I may have to go back to another reunion. I mean, I'm another. Damn, I ain't gonna fight nobody, but she just putting the whole cast. Karen bringing security, lady scared. I mean, it's just so much going on. But Candiace, she gets there and she explains what happened. She says at the Sears fashion show, I did holler. And she basically says, you know, somehow it'll all be my fault. And I mean, realistically, this is a confessional. I don't think she had even seen this episode or what they were saying. So up until the reunion, I mean, you see that they tried to basically make her all on her, you know, as we just talked about. Wendy arrives with her, you know, and she looks good. I love when her and Eddie kind of show up. They just exude like this power couple when they show up. And she always looks good, and he's always looked great. I know Antonio would agree.
Sure.
And so, you know, Karen basically says that, you know, Deborah should be mad at herself. She says because one, she did get into a fight, whatever was going on, whether she wanted to throw a drink or not, but she was the one that said Chris was looking at her, and she said, and her exact words was, he was not. We all saw that he was not. So, you know, Karen she on game too. Wendy says she has a lot of questions for Ashley, but she gonna wait. And so Charisse turns to Candiace, and she's basically talking to her, saying like, "You better than that. You better than that." And I'm just like, Charisse, oh, sit down. And she asks her, "What were you gonna do with that bottle?" And I'm like, "Why is this bottle a topic of discussion? Why is it more
You
so
know
like?"
why.
I mean, it's just crazy. If someone hits you or comes at you, you're gonna naturally think to try to defend yourself if you are smart. And my mama always told me pick up a stick. So I guess Candiace's mom was told to pick up a bottle. I don't know. That may be what happened, and that's what she did.
Next time, yeah.
Before we move into the group conversation, did y'all have any final thoughts on this little part, like between her sister talking to her, Charisse's conversation with Candiace? Anything in this segment?
No, I don't blame the sister for what she said. I actually, typically from what I've seen, even just growing up, a lot of times it is the younger sibling kind of coming to the defense of the, you know, the older siblings in a lot of those cases. And clearly, you know, we know what happened back in season 5. We've seen, Mia and Candiace get into it. So yeah, I can't believe she waited this long to actually be vocal about it and to say, hey, that ain't gonna happen again. Like, ain't nobody y'all not gonna keep putting your hands on my sibling. I don't care right or wrong. If I ever see her again, it's on and popping. That's kind of what I got. I was like, okay, Crystal ready. I'm with it. I'm with it. 100%.
Okay. So then the last piece of this before they reveal the photos, and I will say Mia's photo, she was not Pam Grier. I don't know who she was.
And she was Mia Thornton with bangs.
She was Mia 10 years ago when she met Ink. That's probably who she was.
No, she was Mia today.
Okay. And then she chose I think Ashley and who was it? Candiace didn't like their photos, right? I think she chose their photos. They didn't like their photos. I don't know. They get to a group conversation, and this starts off interesting because NECA is over there with Wendy, and Wendy is like, Wendy corrects herself and saying, first of all, thank both of y'all for being over here. You know, I thought that was nice, a little, you know, because she hasn't really given NECA the time of day, but I guess in this moment, I think it was bigger than what they had going on. They probably knew we was tired of hearing about the damn Shrine Gate. So thank God and kudos to her. And so Ashley gets over there and she confronts her. She says that she came with an agenda. And so Ashley says that she's not responsible for Deborah's actions, and mentions the comments. Think about Deborah saying that Candiace was possibly talking about her beforehand. Wendy said that Candiace and NECA said many times, like, you shouldn't be over here, get away from me, basically trying to remove herself from it or remove her from it as she kind of felt threatened in the moment. Whatever. And even NECA, again, she said not to do this here. We heard that in audio. Ashley is still trying to like blame Candiace, and NECA says in her confession that Ashley was wrong, period. That's the exact word. Karen gets involved. Karen said that Ashley, baby, she said Ashley infiltrated the damn group with this mole, and now the group is not safe anymore. They don't know how they gonna move. They scared. I'm like, Karen,
I'm
girl,
scared.
this is not Call of Duty.
Karen said, "Tell these people, bringing these people around, they could just what's up."
Yeah.
They could come in and blow all this up. I said, okay.
Yeah. Real.
She basically said there's toxic in the group now, and now they kind of fear for what they could be going through with events. Hence why she has security. Mia speaks, and I was like, okay, until I realized who was speaking. She says that, and even now she's online doubling down, and I'm like, girl, I mean, last year, girl, you just was physical too a little bit, but whenever we like Mia this season, right? So we'll let it pass. But she does mention the posts about Deborah talking about the nail and stuff like that. And so I ain't gonna lie, I thought this moment was so cute just because Ashley was literally, she didn't know what to do or say.
Yeah.
Like, it's the first time in 8 years that she was under so much pressure to where I think she realized she really truly effed up. There's never a moment in this moment she realized she effed up and she didn't know where it was gonna land her, because that's just what it is. And this is twice this season. She messed up with the shrine because she started the whole thing too, and she got this going. So at the reunion, I hope they really hold her accountable. I think Wendy did say something to her at the reunion. We'll see. But to end this scene off, Giselle she comes in, and she is going through a lot with her father, and she thanks Karen for her support. Karen says that she feels like it's the right thing to do, and they kind of embark on their relationship from the past. How they've gotten from mirrors and sitting in the wrong seats at the table and things like that to how they are now. And honestly, I'll give the floor to one of you all, but I really hope that this continues, and I really hope that Karen thinks about all the grace and support that Giselle is not about to give her this season as she's reading about this DUI crash thing.
Right.
Jazz, thoughts?
I just, I've always wanted Ashley to get her just due. I think it's about time, and I see that she really didn't have much to say. I'm glad that there was a kind of like a stick together kind of we're on one accord type of unit with them. Because if they weren't, then Ashley would have weaseled her way out of that situation again. Mm-hmm. So I mean, Ashley has, she's made fun of it. She's made it a tagline. Oh, I love to start a pot. I'm messy. I'm this. And she then finally got caught up with her skin and bones and her children climbing up the walls and the cabinets. So I think it's about time for her.
About one arm.
With one arm, grabbing about one arm. So I think, I like shit and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I think that Ashley, it deserves some humble pie. She has gone about this Candiace situation, when I feel like Candiace just wanted her to be a friend to her, and that could be Candiace's bad too. But I just feel like Ashley has been a very vile friend or person to Candiace, and I think it's just her time. And she's a skeezer.
Okay, Antonio.
I enjoyed this, and I want us all to pay attention on the one and the only. I don't want to hear nobody else say nothing about nobody else being the Grand Dame. We can clearly see in this scene who the Grand Dame is. Like, she was holding center court, and all the peasants was around her listening to what it is that she had to say. So I really, really enjoyed that. And it was crazy to me that nobody, not even Giselle, didn't even try and put in 2 cents in any way to try and defend Ashley. Neither did Robyn. It was crazy to me. And I really don't remember the thing, I don't think, about her posting the nail, but how weird, after you've gotten beat up, you go and find the person's broke nail and keep it so that you can post it online the next day. That's very weird to me. I think she probably eat people.
She posted a lot. It was a nail. She posted a lot within those two. Like, she was gloating the fact, especially when she found out she was in the hospital and stuff like that. Like, she was gloating.
I do kind of. I just don't remember the whole thing with that's just odd for you to see it on the ground and like, oh, let me keep this and put it in my, put it in my Steve Madden bag and take it home so I can post about it the next day. It was good to see. Everybody was acting and talking as if they kind of had some sense. Even with Mia saying what she said, it was kind of like, well, you kind of got, through a drink and stuff last season. But at least with her, I don't recall her kind of antagonizing the situation or talking about it like that on social media. She may have, but I don't remember. But it was good to see Ashley be put in the situation of where it's kind of like, we see you, we know what you're doing, and you need to quit. Is really what I was getting from that. Like you be messy, but at this point you kind of crossed the line, and now look at where we are once again with this physical altercation kind of clouding, our group and this franchise. So
He's disgusting.
Dandy.
Yeah. It's crazy how Ashley is the one always like the mastermind behind these situations, but somehow still manages to be at the end of the sofa at the reunion, like far, far, far away, like almost not even in the room. And I really don't think these women wanted to. I really don't think these women wanted to defend Candiace so much in this moment, but I think they realized that this same situation could happen to any one of them if they brought some thirsty bucket to the show for some airtime. So I think that's the real reason they were as one, not because it happened to Candiace, or that she wasn't in the wrong. Or that Sesame Street was in the wrong. It's the fact that it could happen to any one of them. Somebody else brought somebody on the show. So I think that's the real reason they were all on one accord about it. Other than that, Jasmine and Antonio said it all. Nothing more.
I have a question, and I'm going to address two comments that I see too. Do y'all think that if this would have happened, so let's say that the physicality actually happened to Candiace and she was the one in the hospital and stuff like that, do you think that the rally would have been as cohesive as in like to hold Ashley accountable?
No,
because technically all Candiace got was the drink thrown. She didn't get the physical piece at all. She didn't get nothing.
Oh no, it would have been. That's what happens when you talk. They actually like Kiana, so that's why.
That's why they kind of want. It seemed like they were kind of in defense of her, but no, it would not have. It would not have been the same. It would have been, this is the second time
it was bound
you've
to
been
happen.
in a physical altercation.
Right.
It was bound to happen again because of your mouth and blah 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 and so on and so forth. So that's where it would have been.
And they would have been able to listen to the audio, see the video, and they still would have acted like it was.
Deborah could have told them, I started with her.
I slapped her bitch first. And they still would have like, well, you done caused her to get that aggravated and agitated. Somebody need to drag Ashley by her.
And and this is the reason why I'm glad. It's another reason why I'm glad she's leaving. Taking a break or whatever you want to call it, because I just feel like at this moment, if you watch the show, friend or not, I'm bored of her on the show. I don't really think it's really much for her to give in this moment. It's just going to be a constant thing, especially coming from this. So personally, outside of the true reason why she's leaving, I'm glad this. I'm glad after seeing last episode, I was like, oh, perfect, thank God, because who wants to continue to go through that for another season? It's like you can never win. And she said in a confessional, without even seeing this episode, I'm gonna be to blame. I mean,
I just hope she left to have a baby. That's all.
Me too. It's time for the old chicks to go ahead and have these.
Two comments I see real quick before we get to this last segment. Ronnie G said, I don't know if they broke the fourth wall, but the combo with Ashley and Candiace's sister made it seem like Candiace and Ashley are friends in real life. I could have misinterpreted what she said. They are. They actually are. They are cool in real life. Like they hang out. They go. They not saying they be kicking it every day, but they hang out and have drinks. They're not like frenemies. I mean, they actually are cool. I don't think Ashley wanted that to happen to her, and I think that's probably why. I don't know if Ashley would have been reacting the same if it was not from her camp. Let's say, for example, someone from Giselle's side had, been the one to do it. I don't know if Ashley would be as empathetic about it. I'll just say that. And then as far as there was another comment, about how everybody rallied around. The reason why I think and I feel that Giselle was so quiet in this moment, because if you notice, how she tried to keep her silence was by kind of blaming Ashley for being the reason that the GNA fashion show was infiltrated or whatever, because it happened there. So she feels like, whereas last week she was like, yes, I was gone for so long. Ashley really got it going. Now Ashley got her friend there, and this has happened at my event. First of all, Giselle, no one's gonna buy that stuff. It's not cute.
Horrible.
So she got socks online.
If anything, the fight probably helped people maybe buy it, because I'm just saying, like, nobody cares. It's ugly, and I'm
not
just gonna
even
leave
wrinkle couture. So,
She got three pieces on the website. Three.
Yeah,
Right.
Giselle, nobody cares. I'm kudos for them for getting this together, but it is ugly and it looks cheap.
every hue.
And I
And
hate the name.
I said that. All right, so this last piece of the finale, we see, you know, the photos reveal, the videography, all the photo shoot. And I mean, did y'all have any comments about those? I mean, I don't think Robyn looked like, you know, I don't.
It was horrible. Oh my God.
Giselle looked the
Nobody
part.
looked like anybody.
Rock, okay, right? 'Cause I'm like,
No, Wendy
everybody.
looked like Shirley Ralph to me. She was the most believable. Dream girl.
And
Not
and,
even
be,
Shirley
and I
Ralph.
could see Beyonce from when she performed
could.
on the Super Bowl with
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Bruno
could see that
Mars
from
with the
Giselle, too.
outfit.
Giselle looked. She did give Beyonce in the sense of like the look and stuff like that. So I would say, hey, let's go to it. All right. So then we see they little last season or like last episode cards. Candiace is gonna focus on music and having a baby. Robyn open up a studio for Glow 30. She don't care about anybody's opinions. We need a talk show. Giselle and her clothing line, and of course we know that her dad passed away. Prayers to her because any death, no matter if I like you or not, it's unfortunate. And her dad, I actually really liked her dad. She loved her dad. He was a great guy. So prayers to her. NECA's situation as far as her having a child, that process failed. So they're going to explore IVF. Prayers to her too. I really hope that she achieves that off the show. Ashley is never getting divorced. That is never happening. We can let it go. But she needs that money and she needs that mortgage paid because she can't pay it.
that money.
Need that money. And you see Gordon give this speech, and there it goes into this montage of like their whole relationship. So then at this moment, I'm like, dang, it's ending. It's 15, 20 minutes left. What's going on? Child, we fast forward to 3 months later, and we are in the house of Mia and Gordon. They other home was where we are. I thought Mia was in a hotel, but she was actually in her child's bedroom because that's where she's been sleeping. They are going through the process of separation. They're not divorced officially, right? They're just separated.
No, they just separated. Yeah.
Okay. So we see Eddie saying that Gordon had been reaching out to the guys and stuff like that. If you watch our video last year, we broke that news about them possibly going for divorce and that he was running around talking to anybody who would listen. This basically confirms it. As Eddie said, we ain't never lying over here. But they're still living together. And they officially separated in July of last year. That's when it actually happened. So basically, Mia says that he went to TMZ with the article. I mean, he was kind of going around to anybody at this moment. So he was the one that went to them with everything that happened. And basically, she says that he didn't like the comment about her saying that she married him for money because that was in the trailer. At first, I was confused as to like how that happened, but I forgot it was in the trailer. She says that's the reason, and that's why she's been sleeping in the child's room. So they get into a back and forth or whatever, and so he's just like, you asked for this, you asked for this, but you didn't think of the consequences. So like, why are you mad? Why are you mad? He says that he knew that she was having an affair for 10 years. For 10 years that she's known. However, he did say that he gave her a pass to have something as long as she was respectful. She has not been, all the way down to the point to where the kids know this man. The kids have said that Mr. Ink is replacing G. All these things. The kids know everything. So what I'm hearing from this conversation is that Mia has been sloppy. That's kind of what he's saying. I gave him permission to do whatever, but you've been sloppy with it. So this is why we are. He says that he always said that if a woman didn't want to be with him, he would let them go. And I'm like, okay. So then they talk about the arrangement and he said to be discreet and not to have the kids involved. But again, we hear the kids are saying everything and what's going on. She says that she started back talking to Ink in April of last year. The separation, they officially started in July. And he wonders, he still he brings up a comment about Ink's wondering that if Jeremiah is actually his. She says that it's unfair. And he says, if you want fair, go to a carnival. And I forgot about that comment. And I actually hollered. I forgot all about that. But I'm like, Lord Gordon. But she is like, he's just kind of sticking it to her. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I like Mia more this season, but she talks about how she just could not be with him anymore because one, she did not support him going at his family with the business, and it's especially because a lot of it is his reason, it's his fault, and you know he has taken no accountability for the things that I guess that he did to get into this lawsuit with them. So, you know, Gordon Basic is like, bye. And I honestly was confused on what the hell to believe. Like Nene said, hell, I don't know what to believe.
Right.
I'm confused. So I ask you, what do y'all feel? It was really good to watch. You know, this, we were robbed. I feel like production should have given us this sooner. I guess you can't put timing on how things happen, but this is what we needed the entire season. It's not because they're going through this, but this was real. And I really think that whatever script that Mia might have thought that Gordon was going to be on, Gordon would have went away and off that script, and he was gagging her and throwing jabs, and I just don't know. So, who want to go first? Who, no, really matter. Who want to go first?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
This I said the same thing. This scene to me was so real. It seemed like they had some type of an agreement or an arrangement. Clearly, this guy Ink has been in Mia's life for many years since they got married. Gordon knew, Gordon older man, Mia a younger woman. He in his mind, I guess, because of the health issues that he had. He wasn't able to please her in, that way anymore. So he gave her permission to go out and do her own thing, with certain rules. And Mia was just like, gonna be Mia, and she gonna bring her kids around. They're gonna sleep together in the bed and let the kids see it, and like all types of stuff. That was like, in a way, I felt bad for Gordon, but on the other hand, I didn't, because I just felt like you met this woman. To me, I'm sure this is who Mia clearly has been this person since the very beginning, because she said she told you at the time of when she got pregnant, hey, it might be a little cross up there. I don't really know who might be the daddy. Could be you, could be him. And you decided you was going to stick around anyway.
The grandma.
The grandma the baby.
The grandma the baby.
So I'm like, you getting to the point now where you're like, oh, okay, well, woe is me, and you've done me so wrong. It does seem like now, because he does not have, and I'm sure this is adding on to it, she may really like the other guy, but I do feel like because Gordon is not in that financial situation that he once was in, Mia is really, kind of over it. It seemed like Gordon was at a point to where it was like, listen, I don't want to get a divorce at all. We can stay and you can do whatever you want. I don't want to get a divorce. I think he just wants that security of Mia, because I don't think that she would just let him go, without. And he, he even said, you making money now. And she's like, yeah, I'm making money, and I got to pay for you, but I'm the gold digger. So that situation is so, I think it's so much more that we haven't even touched on. And I'm ready for it next season. Like, and I didn't know that, if there was a new Supreme to be up for nomination, that it would possibly be Mia. But if she works this properly, I think she could be around. She could be around for a while. And I do want them to, get a paternity test on camera, and I want it to be shown, kind of like how when Nene got that paternity test.
Oh my God.
I want them to do the same thing. But when I look at those kids, though, I'm not gonna lie. I always say, whoever to me, they look, the little boy and the little girl, they look just alike to me. Just one a boy and one a girl. So it seems like they got the same daddy and the same mama. So, but I guess
they both not his.
Lord,
that's why I said they got the same daddy. Whoever one of them daddy is the other one daddy.
That's the other one daddy too.
Danny?
I agree with Antonio. I think this was the most real thing we've seen all season. And I really think the only reason it was real is because Gordon went off script. Gordon caught her off guard, Mia didn't know which way was up, down, left, or right. Mia just wanted it to end. Mia kept trying to steer it back to the script, and Gordon kept saying, hell no, I'm saying what I want to say. Gordon also, I could tell he's bitter and hurt. And he's still trying to find a way to control her, even with the things that he's saying. And I just hope that I'm never that old and scared of so scared of being alone that I'm willing to put up with that.
Yeah.
Sure. That's what really stuck out to me, and it's sad. But I'm with Antonio. I feel bad for him, but then I don't. If you allow someone to basically cheat and be dishonest, you can't get mad when they go a little further.
They do what they choose to do, and who they chose to do it with. You can't
get mad at that they took it further than what you allow, because once you let the boundary go, it's no boundaries at all.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah. Really quickly, I would say, there are a lot in these days. These, relationships are very non-traditional. Everybody is open and things like that. You won't do it in my relationship. I'm not really here for it. I don't know if I ever will be. I want you to be mine, and we can figure some stuff out. But I agree, when you allow those type things, you just never know what's going to happen. I think the bigger issue here is what I heard in this whole scene. It was who she chose to do it with.
Yeah,
he can make it about how sloppy she was and the kids knew, but it felt like if it was anybody else, he would be okay. With it, and so that's just kind of what I feel.
So it's because he knew the history with.
Yeah, he knew the history. It's kind of like he knows how much she loves ink and the history. He knows that. And so it's just like that has to be, it's one thing to go have fun and get some meat because I can't give it to you, but it's almost like an emotional cheating versus, physical cheat. This is like, this ain't cheating, but this is emotional at this point.
Yeah.
And didn't he also say that she cheated on him right before they got married too? So you still chose to go forward with this. So I'm sorry, G. Some of this on YouTube is you knew what you was marrying, and Mia never tried to hide who she was to you. So hey,
and don't forget, Gordon did cheat on his wife with Mia. I forgot. Cassie just reminded me.
Oh, that is true.
Them tables, baby. Them tables, baby.
Down to lobster and steak at the script.
Listen, Mia's Cabaret. We're all.
That's all I can think about.
This is what it is. Mia has another level of common sense. She has another level of like street sense that that these other Potomac women don't have. So I feel like, this was something like real to see. I'm not really like feeling sorry for G because G knew what he was getting married to when he threw them dollars at her with the steak and lobster at the strip with her gowns on. So
you can't turn a what?
Into a okay, she don't cook, she didn't clean, but I don't know. She did get a ring. But anyway, thinking about it. Well, I think Mia, she's been honest. She's been Mia. And I think that Gordon, like they said, like we all have that, not that one that got away, but like somebody that we was with for a long time that we had really good, deep feelings for, then we move on. That might, if you're being honest with your new partner, that might still be in their mind. And that's not like, that's warranted and that's human. But I also don't want to be nobody to lock me in no room either. Because,
that was crazy.
Out there, it sounds like we heard last week about the financial review.
Right.
And so it's, and honestly, if hearing that, it's just like, I believe her in that. I don't think he didn't deny that either. Nothing was denied on what they were saying. The thing is, neither one of them denied what was said.
On either side.
They were gagged, and, it was more like, oh, really? They was kind of like one up in each other with the tea. But I think the truth really came out too when G was talking to production, and he was just like, she's sitting over there, acting like she don't know what's going on, and she lying. And so I'm like, there's some truth to everything. But like I said, I still left this conversation saying, hell, I don't know who to believe.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like G is, and
I believe them both.
I'm not trying to age shame, but he seems ornery. He seems like he's getting to a point where he's being kind of mean, like picture it, Cicely, 1655 type shit. I feel like he's like giving me a hell. And I mean, people are gonna, roast me in the comments. People are gonna do what they ever could do, but
flowers in the attic.
I feel like she did really love G, and G's turning the corner on her ass, and he's becoming senile. So
no, I think he's definitely getting older and meaner, and the more she kind of don't do, or she's not under, I guess, his control or allowing him to control whatever situation, it makes him more upset. Like he locked in a room and took her cell phone. So
right,
like,
for 2 hours. I just want you to rest. Excuse me.
It's like, how you gonna put me in a timeout?
Ike.
So I want to know when he
How
locked in the room, like, did he lock it? Because honestly, this is what Giselle said Chris did to her. But here we are with the real story over here, where some lady was really locked in a room against her will. We thought it was Giselle. Well, we didn't think it was Giselle. Giselle thought it was her, but Mia really was living this life.
She really was
Let me
Mia.
take your phone for 2 hours.
Put Mia in a timeout.
Mia was in that room like Ebony was in that bathroom in Players Club.
Okay, my Mia was. Oh my God! Now she was.
But Gordon Gordon was snapping like somebody who is not in control like he's used to being, and the person is coming out under his control and he's losing it all. That's how he's acting.
What I like about this for me is that
money, he lost his wife as well.
Regardless of how we feel about her, in the moment, I felt like this sense of woman empowerment, where it was finally a moment where somebody, whether she was right or wrong, sloppy or not, she decided to do what was best for her. And I admire that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we've all been in relationships or whatever, and I'm sure we've probably stayed in situations longer than we should have, whatever. But seeing this moment, regardless of whatever he was saying, it was not changing anything that she decided she was going to move forward. And she even said in her confessional that, her and Ink are doing good and not talking about married and stuff like that. But they clearly in the reunion, I mean, she's FaceTiming him and he's saying, "Oh, hey, Ink." So that's why I said, hell, I don't know.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have brought up his son, though. I don't care how. I think that was crossing the line. Like, you don't even know who the daddy is type shit. I didn't think that was cool. That's all. That's just my opinion.
I didn't think it was. I mean, it was they all were low, but honestly, I'd rather have this. I feel like somebody who's been on the show for 3 years versus somebody like Robyn and Juan who's been on the show for 8 years and have not given us. They've had the most issues in a marriage relationship, whatever they are in, and have not been able to give us this amount of transparency. And kudos to them for doing it. Whether we liked it, it was raw. It was something that. It opened us up, and maybe if Robyn had a conversation like this, maybe we would feel something for her. Because the only person that feels for her right now is TKC. So,
but and with the whole kid comment that G made about the son, I think it was really low too, because you obviously didn't care. You knew this went back then. You never got a DNA test or GNA test. So
that's why I said it's about the person she chose to do it with. That's really what it's about.
Him.
Yeah, and she leaving him for him. So it's like, ooh, that hurts. Double homicide.
And Ink was on Watch What Happens Live with her last night.
Spit like this.
Oh my gosh. Never mind.
Oh my gosh. The poor child, I hope they don't ever come back and watch this stuff. But baby, that was intense. But it was real. It was reality TV.
It was real, but I didn't look like.
Yeah.
And I do want to agree with TKC. He said, I wasn't going to feel nothing for Robyn even if she had. You're right. I wasn't.
I think Robyn had a chance this season to really open up, but she chose to be she chose not to stand up for herself when she needed to, because she had the people's support, like the cast, but she chose to say, I don't care. I'm gonna look crazy regardless. I want to look crazy, and that's why she's gone.
Right, her and her Bob and her shoulder lean.
Yeah. Okay, y'all. We got some callers in the queue. I know y'all want to continue this conversation, but we've kind of said everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and let some callers on. We got 4 in the queue. If you're gonna get in the queue, go ahead and get in it now, because I'm gonna do a hard cutoff soon. Make sure y'all like this video. There is 214 of y'all watching right now. Watching. So and that's expected. A lot happened from Potomac over the last 7 days. So it's been a slow season, but it ended with a bang. So hopefully we have the next 3 episodes, the 3-part reunion, and then we get some good content, because I'm actually ready to wrap this season up, even though, like I said, this episode was really good. So I'll go ahead and start with our callers. Again, like this video, subscribe. If you're on Twitter, get on YouTube, come to our channel, hit the like button. I know y'all see Sass K and Dream and all of them in the chat saying to like the video. Don't be rude, hit that like button. All right, I'm gonna let this caller on first. I think they may be a new caller, but I've seen them in the chat before. So what's going on, Will?
Hey, what's up with you, Tess?
How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How y'all doing?
We doing good. I saw you in the chat. You was very active today. I said, what you got to say?
Yeah, I haven't talked y'all live in a while. It's been a little minute with some moving and stuff. Moved from Texas, Austin, Texas, up to Idaho. We'll say that story for another time. I keep
please.
But I just want to say I really appreciate y'all as content creators. and y'all the only channel I subscribe to that has multiple panelists. I've never liked multiple panelists on the same panel. They seem to talk over each other, fight for attention and voice time. And when I listen to y'all get me kikiing and laugh, and I feel like I'm in there in the room with y'all. So I just want to say good job, and I appreciate all the subscribers. I watch a lot of y'all videos.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
I just wanted to hit on the point about Ashley and Candiace. I feel like Ashley has always had it out for Candiace. I feel like she's always been jealous of the generational wealth thing, for starters, and the fact that she doesn't have to depend on Chris or anybody else or any man for her money, whether it comes from moms or not. And I never understood that in the Black community, especially, we seem to look down on generational wealth. Like, you see a lot of Caucasian families who have their kids living with them into their 30s, have inheritances, have all this money, and it's not a big deal. But Lord forbid, a young pretty little Black thing has her generational wealth, and it's like she's supposed to slave and struggle and work for her money, when there are so many in other ethnicities who never had to work for a thing in their lives. I feel like Ashley is full of BS. She obviously saw what happened there. Candiace had her back turned to Deborah, where she was never really trying to engage her or give her that moment that she wanted. And I'm telling you, when someone is trying to get a rise out of you so bad and you just ignore them, that just sends them through the roof. And that's exactly what Candiace did to Deborah. And I'm glad Kiana got in there and handled her. And I'm really hoping she comes as a full-time housewife for next season. I really want her to come through, because I feel like she won't play the games with Giselle or the Green Isle Bandits or Ashley. I feel like Kiana is that girl who will step to you if need be, but she also can handle herself with her words. And I'm just keep it short, and that's all I wanted to say. And I will be tuning in with y'all for the rest of your videos for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Will.
I always love the callers, but I'm not shading nobody, because once I was told I was shading people, but I love when the camera is on. I really love, because we always on camera, so I like to see too. So we love that you called in and you called in on camera, and we like that you appreciate what we do on our platform.
Thank you. Y'all wore the hats. I had to put one on.
Is that one of Robyn's hat? Is that one of Robyn's hat?
Hell no.
Wait.
I thought it was a
Will said hell to the no.
Anything Robyn does except leaving the show.
You can get one of our hats too. We got some hats on sale. You want to cover your head up. They're on our website, so check out our website.
All right, I'll check that out.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, Will.
Thanks, Will.
That was Will. Thank you, Will. All right, we're gonna let on Kyra, the mouth of the Fast South. What's going on, Kyra? How you doing?
Oh, you did not do me like that.
You know I love you, girl.
Oh, the shakes. Oh my god. Happy Monday to everyone. This was a setup. Do we not forget that Grouch Trash Kick, she on Twitter or Instagram button to hit Candiace and punch her in the face?
Hold on, you sound like you overheating and like
Deborah.
Oh Lord.
Your signal are going in a bit, I think.
Oh God.
Let's see if it'll keep talking, and if not, then I'll take you down and bring you back up. But let's see if you can get it together. Go ahead.
See about this. Hopefully, I don't take everyone's time.
It's doing it, Kyra. So what? Maybe try to reset your router, and I'm gonna let you. I really want to
reset your router, baby.
No, seriously, because we got some more callers. Get back in the queue and try to see if it'll come back. Okay, because it's kind of like making a noise. I don't want to stop it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna bring Kyra back on. You know, she was one of our first callers ever, so she does have priority over here. But I'm gonna let on. Oh my God, R.I.P. Robyn. Is this TKC? Because I'm about to fall out. Who is this?
It's in the morning.
This gotta be Chase.
No, this ain't Chase. I don't think it is. Is it Chase? Who is this? R.I.P. Robyn.
It's about to be gone.
Oh, it's the trader's picture.
You better say something before we let the next caller on now.
There we go.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
It is TKC.
TKC.
I don't appreciate y'all
wasting your time.
Knowing that she got fired on her day off. I don't appreciate y'all doing that, Robyn. My sister is going through. Okay. I don't appreciate that. No matter if you like her or not, she contributed to this whole show, no matter whether you liked it or not.
Mm.
So I don't appreciate the slander. Okay.
You going in and out too. Okay, T. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You little muffled.
Okay, so do you have anything to add about the episode? Because otherwise, I'm gonna let somebody else.
You know what? I stopped at like episode. I started watching episode 4 because I can't take Wendy and Nneka. I'm sorry, I can't take those two. They got to go. I watched this last episode just to catch up after I heard my sis was gone. Same old, Candiace with all that mouth and not gonna back it up. Ashley stirring the pot, doing all the shit she been doing, and nobody gonna say nobody gonna hold her accountable. Same old with this show, and I'm kind of glad that it's a shake up on this show because I'm sick of the same old. Wendy needs to go. Nneka gotta go. Who else? Ashley can go. Rebuild the show around Robyn and Giselle.
Bye.
Well, clearly it won't be around Robyn.
Giselle and the drunk. Giselle and the drunk. Rebuild the show around Karen and Giselle. I don't think I'll be watching next season. I'm sorry, I can't.
You watch this season, TKC. You just in the comments trolling because you said you watched 4 episodes.
You did just say you
first thing. So thank you.
I said I'm not watching next season. Do y'all hear?
Season either.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, TKC, we haven't seen
Karen. I'm not Mia and Gordon. Something's up with that because Gordon lives in Charlotte. I've seen Gordon at Walmart at least twice. Gordon lives here in Charlotte, and he's been here in Charlotte for a long time. So something's up with that. They've been living apart. And Gordon's brother used to own a strip club here in Charlotte, and there's a lot of tea around that we can talk about one day. But that I feel like that's made up as maybe Mia felt like a change was coming to the show, and they had to bring something up to keep her on the show because they both are broke. But I don't believe it. That boy looks just like Gordon with them thick eyebrows. I don't believe none of it. But Mia is really she really saved the show, in my opinion.
You're right.
Thank you, TKC.
All right, TKC, we got some callers. So we're gonna hopefully see you next week. We're gonna see Robyn's last 3 performances, and maybe
hopefully you'll turn your light on, TKC.
I'm done with bye, Jasmine. I'm done with
bye.
Good night, TKC. I forgot to mention this super chat from Amanda K earlier. And she said, I'm glad
Goodbye, Kyle.
to have this conversation on the show, unlike Juan and Broad Show to Rob. I agree. That's what I said earlier. I'm glad because that was really whether it was live or not, it was, I don't know, it was very intense and they really showed a lot. So shout out to G and them for doing that. And thank you, Amanda K, for the super chat. Okay, we know you're always in the chat. We really appreciate you for watching us too. Next caller is going to be, I'm gonna try to get Kyra back up here and see if it's working for her. Kyra,
am I overheating?
You ain't overheating yet. Let's see. Keep talking.
Oh, Jesus Lord. Let's pray about it.
Oh, you sound great. Oh, that Wi-Fi is on.
It's on, baby. It's on. I actually the both plays live. That football hit. Oh, girl. Deborah was on Instagram saying how she wanted to hit Candiace in the face, wanted to punch her and beat up on her. So this idea that she had no idea that the beef was that deep for Deborah is baffling to me. Because if the receipts are receding, I think Deborah said she wanted to hit Candiace on July 4th, and the fashion show, whatever that was, happened on July 14th or 17th. So why is Ashley pretending like she don't know? And then acting like she didn't see what happened when she was standing right there. I do think it was a setup. I think that she thought that Deborah could approach Candiace and Candiace would say something to justify, quote unquote, justify Deborah going off, and that didn't really happen because all Candiace said was get away from me, get the help away from me. I do think it was a plot. It was a plotation. Mia and G. Personally, for me, I can't fully say she saved the show. I feel like it was very raw. It felt very, secrets revealed, but also it made me feel like, well, then what was I watching the past 3 seasons? So was his thing not working, or was it working? You were having threesomes. Were your threesomes including this boyfriend that is the love of your life? To me, that makes me question kind of all the, me as a liar, but it just makes me question even more of it. And that means I feel like I can't invest in her the way I feel like I should invest in a good housewife, if that makes sense.
I agree.
Right?
What you mean?
You know, because I'm just like, you talking about, oh, the money's not there. If it was about money, I would have left you 6, 7 years ago. I'm like, Heather, you came on the show acting like y'all were ripped down and all the money. So
She
what are
said
we?
she was. She said she was making 400 plus a year. She never said Gordon was though. Like for real.
Antonio. So that part to me is just where I feel I disconnect from her. I'm happy Candiace is leaving. She said 5 years. She gave us an extra year. Go on, live your life. You know, try to make your dreams come true. I think that's a part that I'm really missing from Housewives. Still is these ladies being wealthy, quote unquote, and just being on the show, doing whatever they want to do, trying new things, exploring stuff, and like having fun vacations. And I just feel like I don't really know. I feel like also the producers didn't invest in Mia because I forgot about that clip where Wendy at the fashion show is telling Mia, I know you're not sleeping with your husband, but I'm still sleeping with mine. So that also means that Mia was talking about some more things and we still didn't see it. So that to me also is like production doesn't know how to storytell. Because that was a part, I forgot that was a part of the trailer, but it doesn't make it in. And then we're going to make the last 10 minutes of the finale Mia and G.
But
But
don't
the
forget,
rest of the season didn't really.
Jackson did say she needs some more. Remember, she said that I mean, have we just not missed any signs?
We have. But yeah, I think it was decent. I do think this was a setup. I think that they thought Candiace would say something that they could run with. And they also weren't expecting the phone recording. Because to me, I find it so funny that that blog came out right after the fight. And all of it was Candiace's fault. And Kiara got beat down. And what's her name? Deborah was the winner of the night. All that kind of stuff. So to me, it felt like they had all their ducks in a row. Those are my thoughts. I'll be here for the reunion. I want to hear everyone else's thoughts. Thank you for letting me jab, talk, whatever.
No problem, Kyra.
Thank
We appreciate
you.
your
Thank
call
you,
in tonight.
Kyra.
All right, our next caller is going to be Nisha. Hey, Nisha, how you doing?
Oh, hey y'all.
Hey,
Hey,
Nisha.
Nisha.
You used to be on camera giving us a nice little, you
Oh,
don't get.
I'm in my pajamas now, child. I'm cooking.
Oh, I understand.
But anyway, I think the Mia and G stuff is not 100% true. I think they are probably splitting up. I can see that. But I think that G threw that jab in there about the kid, the question being, the paternity being in question, trying to hit her below the belt. Because he's like a bitter old man. But I don't feel no ways tired about it and no sorriness about it either because you cheated on your wife with this lady. We all know what kind of woman Mia is. She want to be put up. The money ran off, so you had to know she was going to go up right behind it. Like that, she's not some wholesome woman that's going to get out the mud with you. He know that. So when the money was gone, you should have knew she was going. So, but now you're trying to hold, and I do believe he locked her in a room and stuff. I believe that.
I believe it too.
Because he don't have nothing else after this. He lost his first family, gonna lose this one, and you broke. So she better watch him.
And he's 70, right? He's 70,
Yeah,
right?
but he like desperate. He at the end of his life, he gonna be alone again.
Oh,
Very vindictive.
So he gonna get real mean and spiteful.
Certainly.
Yeah.
But and Ashley set that whole thing up. She didn't probably set up the altercation, but she set up some mess, and they didn't expect Kiana to get in her friend's ass. It backfired on her. She thought that Candiace was gonna throw some low blows, and they can go back in their confessionals and say about she hit so low and she's such a nasty, vile woman. But they weren't accounting on Deborah getting all feisty and Kiana having to whoop her ass. If she pissed me off so bad in the confessional, still you heard the story from every side. You still got in your confessional and said, Candiace, her mouth. I was so pissed when she was saying that. Like, girl, everybody done told you that it wasn't nothing to do with that. Yo, why do you insist on them having a conversation? Like, what's that about? Like, in real life, no woman would even do that. Like, talk to my friend who said your dude was trying to fuck her. Like, don't nobody do stuff like that. Like, so why would you keep bringing this woman around me in my face? It don't make no sense. And I think she should have got...
That's why.
Huh?
Ashley just used to live on the bridge. So
and I forgot she a little bit Caucasian, so they sneaky. Right. They is very sneaky. Oh, they play. I'm gonna have to cut you, gang. Definitely. But they feel I feel like they should have let Giselle go and kept Robyn because I feel like Robyn would have a personality if she wasn't Giselle's sidekick.
I agree.
Giselle don't have nothing to offer us, like nothing. But I really believe that Robyn would be a totally different person if Giselle is not there to be her crutch.
So you would have rather Robyn stayed over Giselle, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would have. Giselle don't have nothing to give us. Nothing at all. Them other twins about to be going to school. Then what? You still ain't.
This is her chance to
you
really
still ain't finished the tear down. Nothing is going on with you. Like you're not even a bad old bitch. That's why everybody like Karen because she, you know, what I'm saying with all the lies, the faking, the surgeries, whatever, she still, you know, conduct herself in a way. Giselle don't get it. She got the eye, but not the teeth.
All right, Nisha, we got 2 more calls. I gotta let them on, okay? But I appreciate you for calling in. All right.
All right.
Thank you, Nisha.
Good night,
Nisha.
All right, thank you, Nisha. We have 2 more. Let this person on. I'm gonna let you on too, Chase. Actually, Chase, I'm gonna let you on with this person too, because you know you part of the family. So come on. God. What's going on, Lisa?
Hey, you guys.
Hey, Lisa.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Come a little closer to come. We can't hear you, Lisa. Come closer to the not the camera.
Can you hear me now?
The mic.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
You said
okay. Yes, I'm gonna tell you like this was all a set up from the get go. I don't care what nobody else said. I believe that all 3 of them knew about this was gonna go down, but it flipped on them though. Because Kiana got hurt. And it flipped. They was trying to flip. They wanted Candiace to get hurt. I'm for real. I really do plan. They were really do plan that Candiace was gonna get jumped. I don't care what nobody say. I believe Robyn, Giselle, and Ashley was all on this. I really do. But it flipped the script when Kiana had got hurt though. And I don't blame Candy. Everybody said, why can't pick up the ball? I don't blame Candy pick up that ball. Baby, dog, Candy's a little bitty person. You got this Cookie Monster capsule coming, a big Cookie Monster capsule coming out. Nah, baby, dog, Candy ain't no fighter, baby, dog. Candy just like me. I ain't no fighter, I'm a lover. But you put your hands on me, baby, we gonna throw down. Okay? And I don't blame Candy. Pick up the ball, because I ain't no fighter. I'm going to hit her with this ball. I'm going to hit her. Come on, y'all. So I don't blame, but on the night, baby, Mayweather, I'm saying like to him, Mayweather needs to give up his belt, baby dog. The Kiana took care of her business, bleeding it out, cutting, bleeding it out. She whooped that girl tail. I said, baby, that's how you supposed to do it. She was bleeding and she was still handling her business. And I said, baby, that's what I said, baby, that Mayweather need to give her one of them belts, baby, he got. But baby, she was taking care of her business. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I really don't care about Mia and Gordon and that mess right there. I knew something was going on with them when they first came on the show. We already knew what time it was with them, and I ain't got time for. I really ain't never liked the Mia like that, no way. So she can't go. Tell you the truth, her fake. That's a fake storyline. But her and her husband and they open swinger lifestyle. That's what I call it, swinger lifestyle, baby dog. Who the baby daddy? Do we need to go on the more Paul show? Who the baby daddy is? Come on, y'all. We gotta go. We leaving Potomac, and we're going to see more Paul, and we're gonna find who the baby daddy is. Okay, that's what we gonna do.
More past.
And I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm glad Candiace is leaving. I think it's time for Candiace to leave. Candiace got something that the other girls don't have. She got talent. She's a good actress. I watched her so many times, and in the little show she be in, she's a good actress. She got a beautiful voice. You know what I'm saying? So I know some people don't feel that way, but I do, because I've been down with my girl Candiace since she came on the show. I don't care. I like Candiace on her mouth. I like her. I just do. I tell her all the time. I be on live with her when she be on Instagram, and I be telling her all the time I like her. So it's time to get a break from the show. Because when you start coming after my husband and keep on lying, go, don't nobody want to meet the truth. Say y'all lied on my husband. Don't nobody want to say that. And I'm sorry that Robin Sleeve, I believe it's Robin. If they let Giselle go, because Robin without Giselle is a cool ass person. She really is.
Gotta
I
see if
really do that, but they had to get her pink slip because even when she was on What's Happening Live, Andy be trying to pull the truth out of her, and she won't let that. She won't tell nothing about her life. Now you sit on a union show. You say we hear him tell about. We're like you ain't saying nothing. So
Mm.
I think this time they got tired of her. They said, "Baby, you got to go. Bye bye." Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. But other than that, I will see y'all next week for the reunion.
All
Okay.
right.
See
We're
y'all
gonna
for the
Thank you,
reunion.
Lisa.
Thank you,
Love
Lisa.
y'all. Love y'all. So y'all have a beautiful night, okay?
thank you,
You
Lisa.
Bye.
too.
All right, we got Chase up here still. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa
You had some
Marks.
commentary, and really quickly, I'm glad Chase is here too because I saw people asking about are we doing Martha's Vineyard, Summer House? We're not, but I believe Chase is, and outside of Potomac, he can speak on that. Go ahead. Well, you can go ahead, Chase. Are you?
Well, I first of all, I want to say, rest in peace, Maury Pori.
My bad. So actually, I was thinking about Jerry
I
Springer.
can't.
Oh Lord, the man they did. Oh Lord,
So but Maury
That
is not passed
man
away. I am
dead.
so sorry. I'm
I
Who
was
is
thinking
like,
of
well,
Jerry.
where Maury Pori died?
never
Oh
died? Who
God.
is poor? Hey, hey,
Well,
everybody.
maybe Maury Pori did. Maybe I
Oh,
don't know.
oh God. Oh my
But Maury
God.
Pori did not.
Oh
I,
God.
Go
Oh,
I
ahead.
don't have it.
mm.
Don't give me.
Oh, boy. All
I'm
right.
sorry.
I just want to say first of all, y'all
Hell.
had
Oh
y'all
God.
had a hell of a show. So, there's that. And
Thank
make sure you
you.
guys like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all know what to do. Show these people the love so they can be where they at, where we've been at. Anyway, I wanted to go ahead and say, in regards to um Robin and Juan, right? I think that how you guys were saying like, G, y'all was letting G have it, saying he not real or whatever. I don't want to cuss, because I'm calling in. I'm not actually on the panel, so I don't want to cuss on y'all show. But just, pretty much saying G, was lame for what he did. I also want to say that Juan is lame for what he has done to Robin because it is very obvious that Robin Maury is not dead. I'm gonna fall
I
out
just
there.
want to admit
Norman's
that
not
I
dead, you guys.
don't
Oh Lord, not more poor Lord. Why
not
God?
more poor Lord.
Next man, that was today, bro.
Oh Lord, not more poor. Uh,
Sorry. Go
okay,
ahead.
we sorry. But he's lame because Robin has stated you know, throughout the last year, why would she go ahead and throw her husband under a bus for a storyline for something that was resolved months before this season began to film? So it's obvious that she's doing so and protecting him when somebody who is out of work like he is, whose income hinges on her income, and her income hinges on being attached to this show. If you were a real man, you would say, you know what? I don't like being on television. I don't like doing this, but I do understand and recognize that from this is where all of our blessings flow. So let's go ahead and film this scene, give these people this one time what they want, and don't ask me to do nothing else. And I will show up to you for you at the reunion. Like, why wouldn't he be 10 toes down, gung ho, all in? That's a man who does not care anything about his woman and wants his woman to be beneath him, under him, and he is low down, dirty, and nasty for that because it's obvious she didn't go there in respect to him when that man has never had any respect for her. And I think that that is just really sad that she didn't allow herself to fully explore and go there with her storyline because now looking at the totality of the situation, I feel that it was Bravo's plan in the first place to milk whatever they could milk from out of her and get rid of her anyway, right? Because at first everybody was saying she wasn't coming back this season anyway. So then they bring her back and then they bring you back and you still don't give and you grunt and groan and complain and give absolutely nothing throughout the whole season when your life and your livelihood is on the line. I would think that someone who had $5 in their bank account, according to Ashley Darby, season one, would fight for their life to keep their position. That is at this point at least got to be six figures or more, well into maybe seven for her, and for you to just let it go like that and let Mia be lying come in and her illegitimate children and all that stuff and just like wipe you off the face of the planet, like that is crazy to me. Robin is the biggest
Bridget.
idiot, and people keep saying that Robin has something to give, and while I did believe she had something to give, because she does have so much story. She's not going to give it to us anyway, because if you ask her, she's going to yell, she's going to finger herself on camera and do stuff like that, and we're not going to
Oh
do
my God.
anything. So,
That's an angle.
all right, that's all I want to say. But I appreciate y'all for letting me up here. Y'all
Oh
had a
my
great
God.
show, and I'm
Finger
done.
herself.
Well,
Chase,
thank you.
I think your Martha's Vineyard review is up, right?
Yes, the Martha's Vineyard review is up, and hopefully it's not a long season, but y'all go check it out.
Yeah, we're not gonna be reviewing over here at the lead. I would recommend you go and watch his reviews. Because I mean I think he led it last year as well. So I mean he's an expert at it. I'm gonna watch it, but I'll be watching it over there. We would not be reviewing it over here at the lead. All right, y'all hear
Thank
that?
y'all. Y'all have a good night. I know y'all stayed on long, and I know y'all don't want to. So
Yeah,
y'all need to
we
tell
knew it
people
was gonna be a
thank
long
you.
show. It was a lot to cover, so it is. But thank you, Chase. Okay.
Thanks, Chase.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys. Oh, thanks, Chase.
Our last caller. It was a long night, but listen, right now
Oh.
it's 215 of y'all in here. Y'all have been with
No,
us
but for real.
almost 2 hours. But listen, I don't really like these long reviews, but it was so much we covered. We talked about everything under the sun between Potomac, and they gave us a great finale as well as some good tea. So we had to do it. Next week we will resume. This is the only show on right now up until Jersey comes on. We're gonna do part 1, part 2, and part 3 of the reunion. I don't know who will be here from the panel, but more than likely we'll be here throughout the time. So continue to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see y'all next week. Thank you, Danny, Jazz, and Antonio for staying a little later, child. Everybody can take their bras off. And one more time, Maury is not dead.
Maury is not dead. Jerry Springer is dead. He died last
Ill
week.
Vision didn't even know that Jerry Springer was dead. And she was like, huh? I said, yes, Stacey, Dad, she's gone as of April last year. So, but yes, thank y'all for watching. It's been fun. And we'll see y'all next time. Okay. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Good night.
Peace.